Hey, Feliz Quinta-feira. Woo-hoo-hoo. Happy Thursday, y'all. Or happy Friday Eve, however you like to say. I'm in a very happy mood, mostly because of tonight's topic, but also because I went and scored me some vino. so, hope you are doing well. Hope you are excited about tonight's conversation. Want to give fair warning before I get started, and even before I introduce myself, that if, and I mentioned it last week, if the stork brought you to your parents, if you still speak about body parts in euphemisms as your daily, if we have any blood relation, this might not be the live you want to tune in to. See, even the dog's outside, which is not my dog, by the way, agree. Because this is going to be a nice adult conversation about sexy time, about dating abroad. Because guess what? This is a question that I always get. And I don't have an answer for. And I'm still new to this game, believe it or not. So we may get onto that topic as well. But I figured since I'm always the one that's getting asked this question and I myself have questions, I brought in an expert. However, before we get to that, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to say hi to y'all. And then we're going to get into it. And I see you, Cozy. I see you. You stayed up, girl. Good looking out. I love it. Hi, I'm Krishan Wright, the founder of Blaxit Global, the host of the Blaxit Global podcast. If you're a Black person and you want to move abroad, I'm your girl. What? Baby, get in, get in. The water is fun. I am joining you from my home in Lisbon, Portugal, where for nearly the past month, not in my home specifically, but in general, I have been hosting the Nomad Noir ladies. The last cohort is here. So, hey, ladies, for you that are watching, they are winding down their time with me here in Portugal. But today we did some apartment scouting. We had a lot of fun. And I really have enjoyed having all of the ladies here and showing them what Portugal has to offer. I know many of you have been asking about Nomad Noir 2025. Yes, it is happening. We're going to do spring and fall. I will be announcing those dates to those that are on the mailing list first. So you should be seeing some links in the description of this video. You might want to tap in before I announce it to everyone else. Most likely that will happen next Thursday for everybody else, but I'm not sure. Next Thursday, which is, let me get my dates. Next Thursday is September 5th. And that will be 2 days after my 1-year anniversary in Portugal. So next Thursday, we are going to celebrate my 1-year anniversary in Portugal. Okay? So that's next Thursday's episode. We have to do that. What else do I want to tell you? Yes, before I forget. Speaking of Portugal, myself and Our Black Utopia are joining forces once again to co-host the Move to Portugal Virtual Summit. It will take place November 1st to the 3rd online, right? But you need to buy your ticket now because right now we're in early bird up until Saturday. After Saturday, the price will go up. I mean, if you want to pay more for your ticket, we will gladly accept. But if you want to get the good deal, that friends and family discount, you might want to get that ticket. Because we will have the latest and most up-to-date information about moving to Portugal. We'll have attorneys. We'll talk about healthcare. You'll be able to hear firsthand from Black expats about their life here in Portugal from different regions than we featured last time. Lots of information. So you'll want to get a ticket. You can also find the link to buy a ticket in the description of this video. While you're here, like this video, because guess what? You're going to like this topic. So let me not keep yabbering and jabbering. Let me say hello to some folks. Like I said, hey, my girl Cozy is in the chat, one of our channel members. You too can be a channel member. And who was first in the chat tonight? Jametta. Hey, 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 girl, hey. Hey, Lori. Hey, Moni. Yes, Nicole, it's going to be a good one. Hope you're doing well. Kay Renee. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Kieran Louise, how are you? Yes, I know Natalie's awesome. She is amazing. She was on the Move to Portugal Summit last year. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Hey, Winnie. Jess says she's going to have her earplugs. Yes, we will be talking many things tonight. Francis, Nichelle. Hey, hey, hey. Maureen, how are you? I know time is flying. 1 year. Can you believe it? And my daughter just moved on campus, and so it's a beautiful thing. Hey, another channel member is here. Hey, Patricia, how you doing? Thanks for joining. E Freeze in the house. Yay, yay, yay. All right, y'all. We're going to get into it. All right. So my next guest was a guest on the Blaxit Global podcast, season 5. She was also on our Moving Abroad Over 50, 60 panel. She was also, as I mentioned, a speaker at last year's Move to Portugal Virtual Summit. She authors the Hot Goddess blog. And let me tell you, you can find out a lot of information about expat life abroad and retirement over 60, but you can also find out some spiciness. So, like I said, I got questions. I hope you have questions because guess what? Without further ado, I'm going to bring on my girl, Natalie, aka the Hot Goddess. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, Krishan. I was trying to put on my deep and sultry voice.
Oh, yes.
How are
What?
you?
I'm doing
Hi,
well.
everyone. I see some very familiar names and Hot Goddess readers, so I'm so happy to be here.
Yes. Happy
Yes.
to have you here.
Thank
And
you.
yes, yeah, I was about to say, hey, toast it up.
Toast. Cheers. Woo!
Yes, cheers for the wind down. And I forgot to mention, which thank you for reminding me, I have this special mood lighting on because this is Blaxit Global After Dark.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Woo! All
So, Natalie,
right.
for those out there that don't know you, haven't listened to the episode, first time seeing you, can you start with telling a little bit about yourself and then we'll go into the topic?
Yes. Well, thanks again for having me back. And I retired in 2019 from a second career in teaching after I decided to finally give myself permission to change the life I was living so I can live a life I love. And that started my first solo travel journey, a trip around the world. Portugal was the first stop. And in 2022, I moved here. And it'll be 2 years, October 1st. It has been everything I have dreamed of and more. We'll be talking a little bit more about that more in a minute, but it it's been amazing. And I started the Hot Goddess blog actually in 2021 for my 61st birthday. It was really for a class I was taking online during the pandemic. And then I decided, what the heck, let me just push publish and go live and see what happens. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I'm hoping to continue. And I love the comments that I get. And I'm so grateful for readers and subscribers. And thank you again, Krishan, for featuring the Hot Goddess in Condé Nast Travel. So yeah, things are just falling into place. And I'm
Mm.
very grateful.
Yes, it's a great time when you are able to make your dreams a reality, when you are
Yeah.
living in the dream for yourself and even also the dream of our ancestors, right?
Yeah.
And that is like every day I pinch myself in deep gratitude for going against the grain, betting
Yeah.
on myself, and also the fabulous people like yourself that I've met
Oh,
along this journey. So I
thank
am
you.
grateful for you.
Thank you. I want to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
People hear the hot goddess, and the hot stands for hot flashes. Okay, the never ending hot flashes. At 64, why am I still having them? Like menopause has been, we're in the post. So when is the post stuff going to start? So that's what it stands for. It's not about the adventures of an old hoe, but but we may we may dabble into hoish territory during our conversation tonight. It depends, no judgment. No judgment. But the hot goddess is about reimagining midlife, as a solo woman, hot flashes and all,
Yeah,
and
I
doing
love it.
life on your own terms, right? Doing it on your own terms. And yes, I am saying midlife. I know I have 6 more months because at 65, I'm supposed to call myself a senior citizen. But I wear many labels.
Mm.
Oh, is not one of them. But I wear many labels, and I'm still going to stick with midlife. It's on our
Yeah.
own terms, and that includes dating.
Mm-hmm.
It includes sex. It includes how you work, whether you work, what you do, the passions that you are going after, your
Mm-hmm.
curiosity, everything. It's on your own terms, whatever it is. And it took me to almost 60 to stop apologizing for who I was and what I wanted and what I didn't want.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels good. That freedom feels good. And that's a freedom that we can only give ourselves, right? So
Absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
fabulous. So that's step one in any journey. And now
Mm-hmm.
this good stuff is just icing on the cake.
Yes. I feel like this is my best chapter so
Yeah,
far,
right, right.
right? Like every chapter before has served its purpose and led up to this chapter. But I'm like, baby,
Right.
whoo, just like, whoo.
I know, I know.
Now, I'm interested in this season and in this chapter of maybe adding a page or two
Yeah.
with some men up in here. I'm embracing that idea. But like I said, we've had these conversations offline, but um, I got questions. I got questions.
Okay.
So you came abroad, you moved here in your 60s, you moved abroad for the first time in your life, lived abroad in your 60s. And look, neither one of us really knew Portuguese before we moved here. And so, what has dating been like?
So I think I started dating in 2023. I arrived October 22 and decided I was ready to meet people,
Mm,
not a serious relationship, but just to meet people and have fun, right?
mm-hmm,
And I there was Tinder is here, the dating app Tinder is here, Bumble, the same dating apps that are in the United States are here. And there's also one called Meetic, which is European, but I believe it's also owned by
Hmm.
Match.com. And the
Wait,
first,
sorry. Spell that one because I don't know that one.
okay,
I'm gonna
well,
take notes.
okay, Meetic dot
Okay, and I'm
com.
gonna put this in the chat for those of
Really
y'all
check.
who want me to take notes. Meetic.
Yes. And there, that's where I met the most or interacted with the most Portuguese people. But I was very surprised at how many different nationalities were in this pool, dating pool. So,
Mm-hmm.
Portugal, we're in Europe. Portugal, an international destination. There are immigrants, expats from all over the world here, and they're single. A lot of them are
Mm-hmm.
single and interested in dating or whatever you want to call it. There are there are many choices. So that is something I had not expected. I expected Portuguese men and
Mm-hmm.
was very surprised and delighted to see such a diversity of people. And I tell you, I had quite a fun 2023, met a lot of people. And I think the number one thing, and everyone will tell you this if you ask, dating coaches, which I am not, oh, I am nobody's expert on relationships, but everybody will tell you it's all about your mindset. So if
Yeah.
you are positive and expecting the best and giving off the vibe that you want to get, then that's the game changer. If
Mm-hmm.
you approach it, oh God, I hate this. This is such a drag. Dating, I hate dating, blah, blah, blah. Then you're going to get results that reflect that not so
Mm-hmm.
happy place. And we've all been there. There are
Mm-hmm.
times where, okay, my head is not, I'm not into dating now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't. But if you're putting a profile out there, um, be be the person that you want to meet and stay
Mm-hmm.
positive. Also, and this goes for everything, and this has been a big switch for me from the States to here, is I have edited my friends group. And I don't spend time anymore with people who are negative, complaining, judging, hating, whatever. And so even if you find yourself hanging around other women, other friends who are always, oh no, I wouldn't, oh no, he's probably this or he's probably that, or
Mm-hmm.
girl, I wouldn't trust. I, I don't need that. I
Yeah.
don't need.
Yeah.
So I like to be around positive people, positive women, positive men, positive whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, that helps me maintain the head that I want. And
Mm-hmm.
that makes a big difference, being positive and open minded.
Mm-hmm.
So, girl, get the profile together, pop it on to Meetic, Bumble, Tinder. And yes, we all know what Tinder is, but whatever. Yeah. I've had fun on all three. And
Okay.
yes, and then I met a Black American woman at an event in Lisbon. She'd been here several years, and we will call her Esmeralda.
Mm-hmm.
And she's 60, 61, I think, as well. And she's my dating shiro, dating coach, dating go girl, go, go, go. And she told me, you should try Facebook too, because Facebook has a dating section. Well,
Uh-huh.
I don't do Facebook. I had to create an account to get on Facebook Marketplace, but I don't do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, who knew they had dating? So, anyway, yep, I said, okay, I am going to get on Facebook dating. And I didn't do that until the 20, maybe fall of 2023. So the start of my second year here. Okay. And I thought, now I think I'm in a place where I'm ready to try and do a committed relationship. Before, you know, I, friends with benefits, that's my thing. So I'm like, okay. And then I decided, no, I'm ready. I'm done. I'm ready to find a relationship. I've been here a year.
Wow.
I've been here a year. This is what I, and so you need to know what you want
Yeah,
and
yeah,
not be bold about it. I mean,
yeah.
don't judge yourself or let anybody else judge you.
Mm-hmm.
That first year, I wasn't ready for that. I didn't want that. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
fun and easy and non-committal. A man wants that, and oh yeah, of course. A woman wants it, and then it's a thing. So, I don't
That
care.
is so true, though.
Right, right. I don't care. And so I didn't let that stop me.
Yeah,
I don't like the term cougar. And
yeah.
so, and that I don't subscribe to that. But, age is nothing but a number, right? And
True.
these people online don't seem to care. And so 20 years younger than I will do and have fun. My son is 30 and I feel like I can't. No, I can't.
Too close.
But
Too
I can't.
close.
But I've had some very fun interactions and with decent people. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
these men, men from Portugal, from other European countries,
Mm-hmm.
from other South American countries, and yeah, I haven't had an issue. A couple you're going to meet, of course, not meet in person, but interact with online.
Mm-hmm.
Some people that yeah, no,
Yeah,
delete, no,
yeah.
this is not working. But that's normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the people that I actually met in person, most of them were lovely.
Oh,
Will
good.
drive from the Algarve in a storm and get a hotel room,
Mm-hmm.
take me to dinner, blah, blah, blah. Come from the Alentejo, get a hotel room,
Mm-hmm.
take me out. Um, and then I met some American men here, and they were like, "So when are you coming to Lisbon? Are you like what?"
Hmm.
No, no, but thank you very much. Enjoy.
We're
So
we're the prize.
thank
We're the
you. Thank
prize.
you.
Like
That's
I
exactly.
think some of the American men need to like go to remedial school when it comes to
I don't
dating and
know.
dating
I don't know.
etiquette, because
And
baby.
to be fair, I only met three. So I'm not going
Okay.
to paint a broad swath with that. But what I have found that men from other countries have been very lovely gentlemen and
Mm-hmm.
fun and not caring about age. And
Great.
so, yeah. So then when I decided, okay, now I'm done and I think I'm ready to put my big girl shoes on and get my courage up and be
Mm-hmm.
comfortable with vulnerability and meet someone for
Mm-hmm.
a serious relationship. And that's scary because you're putting your whole self out there. It's not just fun, you're making a commitment. And
Yes.
because Esmeralda had suggested Facebook, I tried that and
Mm-hmm.
I did meet, a wonderful man who did not speak English. And
Mm.
we had a lovely relationship. And, in the end, maybe cultural differences came into play.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted our vision of life was different.
Ah.
And that's going to happen. But
Yeah.
wonderful person, and so happy to have met this man.
Mm-hmm.
And many funny stories about the language because I think I can talk, and as soon as I start to say something, the person will say English, Americana, It's like, oh, hola, paso de peso de English. I'm like, oh God. So I thought that sounded pretty good. So
Look, I knew what I was saying or what
right.
I think I was saying.
So every time I think I'm sounding like, okay, I got this.
Yeah, yeah,
And then the person's like, English? I'm like, oh. And so it was funny talking and communicating with this person because, he a lot of times really did not know what I was saying. I knew what I was saying, but he didn't really know what I was saying. So we did a lot of app talking, which is
Oh, okay,
great.
okay. Because I was gonna say, like, sometimes I get fatigued when I would converse with someone in Spanish or Portuguese because of the two languages that I have installed. Because I was like, look, we're not doing all the languages, French, Italian. Like, I need to zero in on two, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
after a while, it would get exhausting. Cause I'm like, I'd read it, then I have to screenshot it, and then put it in the translator.
It is. So
I was like,
it
"Ooh,
is.
baby, that's work."
It is. But it's also great for language learning.
It
So
is. It is
so
very. It is
it
very.
was a very fun experience. And I stayed positive
Mm-hmm.
and continued my commitment to finding a relationship and did so. And it's going on 8 months. So yeah, it's all in your mindset, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can look at something and decide you're going to focus on all the negative things,
Mm-hmm.
or you can blame it all on the other person, or you
Mm-hmm.
can decide, all right, what did I learn from this? What are my takeaways?
Mm-hmm.
What did I play in this, and what can I do differently next time?
Yeah.
And many
Yeah.
times it's just your choice of partner,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and what ends up being compatible and
Mm-hmm.
not. And I've had I cannot encourage single women enough, if they are interested in doing so, to go out and date,
Mm-hmm.
just to try, do some practice dates. Do some practice dates.
Yes. Yes.
I
I
did that.
did warm up to that in the spring. Cause I said,
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna give it another go. And dipped my toe in right when I first got here, and I thought, for me personally, it was too much going on. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, you know what?
Exactly.
Let me wait till I'm more settled in, more, feet firmly planted. And so in the spring, I started going on meet and greets because I
Yes.
don't call them dates until we've advanced to like having a meal and I want to see you again. So I said, okay, I need to reframe these things and not call them dates. I needed to
Yeah.
call them meet and greets. And I was reading your blog, and look, all of the advice holds up. It's solid, right? So public places, of course. Meet and greets for me means we're walking in the park, walking along the
Yes.
water, not even coffee, no, definitely no alcohol. Because I was learning from earlier experiences where, things that may have clouded my judgment.
Oh yeah.
Like back in the day when we were younger, being in a club, the lights are low. Okay, yeah, yeah, I'm feeling you, you feeling me. Lights go up, full lights. You're like, whoa, it's Patrick Ewing. Like, So now I have a different approach to these things, right? So with age comes wisdom.
Right.
And now I have, now we're getting into the soon to be colder months. Some call it cuffing season. I may revisit the meet and greets. And that is also why this was a good time to have this conversation. Um, so I'm curious because I've not done like a serious relationship in quite some time. How did you get your mind from like, hey, I'm gonna go have fun because I've been having fun for a long time.
Right, right, right.
And it has been fun to like, oh, I'm going to stop this fun. And I mean, I'm not going to say stop this fun and not have fun, but like
Yeah,
have different fun with like one person.
right, right. So, yes, I didn't change my mind about having fun. That is still a number one. And if it's not fun, then it's not going to happen. But I just decided I was ready. I just decided this is these multiple friends having a blast. But I decided I was ready for more of that, for more of that with a person.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wrote about it. I've made a resolution that I am ready now to do the harder work because it's work.
That
It's
is
fun, but it's
true.
work. It's work.
It is
Um,
true.
there's the initial attraction. There's great sex. There's
Mm-hmm.
fun.
Baby. What?
And
Say that again.
yes,
Jesus.
yes, girl, please. I mean, I just found out all this fabulous stuff about how you can get lube delivered to your house. It's like, oh my God, I love
Here?
Portugal.
You
Yes.
can
Hmm.
really?
Glovo. Yeah.
Uh,
Um, it ain't just
what?
about
I
food, baby.
mean, I'm surprised, but not surprised that you can. I mean, look, aptly named app.
Yes. Yes. So anyway, all of that is critical. It's critical. It is critical.
Exactly. Cause look, Perry, you said you've been waiting for menopause to stop. Perry has made himself a visitor in my house periodically at night while I sleep. And I sleep, and then all of a sudden I'm in an inferno, and then I gotta look for the button for the AC. So you're on one side of this, I'm on another side of this, and I'm like, look, Perry, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, and I haven't even tried, having fun and finding out what's working the same, what's not working the
Oh yeah,
same. I
nothing
mean,
is working the same. It's
so
not working, but it's not working the same. Okay.
exactly.
So
I'm like,
that's
damn it.
just
How did you turn gray too?
don't even. Girl, Brazilians. Um, yeah, Brazilians. And they're like only 15 euro here. So um,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, so that's a must. That's a must for me is the attraction and compatibility and the sexual compatibility. That's just a must. Um, when you when you're with someone that you're in your mind, you're ready for a relationship, and you date for a while. Eventually, you get to a point where, all right, so all of the crazy attraction, after, I don't know, pick a time, a year, two
Yeah.
years, 2 years on it, it starts to wane, and you move into a different stage, and we haven't moved to that stage yet.
Ooh, yes, baby. New relationship energy. That's what I love to call it.
Right,
It's
right,
a
right.
beautiful thing. It's intoxicating, right?
It
It's a
is.
great
But
high.
then eventually it has to change. I think it
Does
changes.
it?
It can mature.
There you go. Yeah.
It breathes like a
Yeah.
good wine. You aerate it and it breathes, and it takes a different dimension, and you enjoy it on another plane because then there's
Yes.
emotion and love
Yes.
involved.
Yeah.
And but then other stuff comes, right? So that you start to see. I think I did a post a couple of years ago about the stages of dating. In your 20s and 30s, it can take weeks to years to move from the initial infatuation, everything is wonderful, to, oh, okay, wait, now I'm seeing these. Okay, reality is sick is kicking in and I'm seeing these things I don't like. And then,
Mm-hmm.
in your 40s and 50s, a little more time, a little less time goes in, and in 60s in hours, right? Because we're just like, look, no, okay, no. It's like
Like cut the
infatuation.
bullshit, get to the point,
Exactly.
right?
So it's infatuation and this and awesome sex and this fabulous
Yeah,
energy.
yeah.
And then, you go to the bathroom and it's like, oh, he has one ply toilet paper and there's some hair in that Vaseline. No, I'm done. In like 5 minutes, you're through. I was like, oh no, I'm done. No, you did
Yeah.
not
See,
get
that'd be
in your
me.
mouth
I'd
that
be
way.
like, block,
Right.
right? My block game.
Right. And so we're just like boom, 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 boom. And I really, I'll say, I really needed to recheck how I was approaching people because
Mm.
not changing standards or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but just opening my mind more.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, so I don't like your toilet paper, but whatever. Whatever. We can work around or whatever weird thing,
Right. Might you
this is out
try two ply?
there. I can do my own. Pingo Dose has 4 ply. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Um, but just stupid stuff, just
Yeah,
stupid
yeah.
stuff. And,
Mm.
and even in my 50s, I, had not as much, like as 30s, there was a list like this long, right? Just
Oh
a
yeah,
list
yeah.
of must haves,
Mm-hmm.
and then, I joked and like, okay, in your 60s, it's like, okay, he has to have some teeth and he has to have some teeth.
He has to have some teeth. It can't be just like my titties can't be sagging to my knees. Your balls can't be down there either. I'm sorry. That's just
So,
one of my pet peeves.
I mean, we
I'm
just
like,
get
stitch
real,
that
right?
bad boy up, get plastic surgery, put a needle out, a thread. I don't care, but I don't like that.
Okay,
Sorry.
so
I warned
speaking
y'all
of,
this. If y'all was a little squeamish by hearing
right,
certain
right,
things,
right.
it's not
But
live. I'm just gonna warn you. 37 minutes in.
since you are in that area of conversation, that was that was that was my first big surprise. Was I had never seen an uncircumcised penis. I on a grown man,
With the
and my baby
turtleneck.
boy.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, so what? And I, and that I just wasn't. I'm an American.
yeah,
The
yeah.
US, 70 or 70+% of men are. But in Europe, it's like 1 or 2%. It's just so interesting. I had just never considered that. And
That's a
I
great
know
point.
the only reason I know these statistics is because I had brunch with a single Black American expat,
Mm-hmm.
and I had had a close encounter with a penis. And and I was like, and girl, oh my gosh, I felt so ignorant because like, what? What?
Wait, what did you say when you saw it? When you're like, what is that?
No, okay,
Or think. You may not have said it out loud. What did you
right.
think
I
in your
was
head?
thinking, what is it? And I was wearing my contact lenses, so I was trying to be cute because I knew this might be the night.
Yeah, yeah.
And and my the lens is really dry my eyes, so I couldn't, they were kind of foggy and I couldn't see. And so I'm trying to moisten my eyes and I'm blinking rapidly, looking like I'm having a seizure, and trying to clear up my eyesight so I can get a better look at this. Looks, I'm so ignorant, so ignorant. It's embarrassing. I'm like,
It's not. You're like,
really different.
it is
What's up
different.
with that? And so then, I'm trying to figure out a way to get closer so I can see without him thinking I'm getting in position to go down, because that's not what I was getting ready to do. I just
Yeah,
didn't know
because
what
there's
that
like a
was.
whole like at that point, I'd be like,
I
hold
didn't know.
on, I need to find a YouTube video or
Girl,
Pornhub
no.
or something to help me navigate these uncharted waters.
I just didn't know. And I did. It was embarrassing. I felt so even like, what? What? And so we had a conversation and then, okay. And so, anyway, I mentioned this to this woman and she was like, you're kidding. And do you know, I got back home and she emailed me or texted me a link to this article. Girlfriend had researched it. She had gone online, like, da, 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 and it's a table, circumcision rates around the world.
What?
Yes. Yes.
See, I
And
love a good researcher.
yes. And I'm like, okay, this is the expat research I didn't think about doing.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
And so I wrote an article, circumcision surprises. And it was like, what?
yeah.
The other midlife expat learning, right? It's like, oh, wow,
Yeah.
I did not even know that. And, no, it's not a thing. It's not a problem. It's just was new to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was hysterical. Yeah, it's the US is very high. Nobody else is. And other
Wow.
countries for religious reasons. But
Yeah.
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 So,
Yeah.
there's their hygiene, you
Mm-hmm.
know, tweaks that need to be made.
Yes.
And then there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, okay, yours comes with a jacket, turtleneck. It's okay. It's
And so
good.
yeah, that's fine. You just don't know. So it's just one
Yeah.
of those things of life in a different country on a different continent, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. But let me tell you, I'm hopeful that, now that I've embraced a new decade, right, just 2 months ago, of life, that, I'm gonna take this 50 for a ride. But I'm like, okay, am I gonna? I feel like since I've been doing difficult things, challenging things, right, moving abroad, picking up my life, I do big things.
yes,
So deciding to date and be a serious dater,
right.
I do scary things. So, like, why am I putting so much fear around the scary thing in my mind? The scary thing. So, I'm going to circle back a little bit. You were talking about the apps. So, you were talking about Facebook dating, MeTick, Bumble,
Tinder.
Tinder. So, when you were doing your searches, does distance play an issue? Were you open to only people in Portugal? Since we're so close to Spain, were you open to other regions, other nationalities that
Mhm.
are outside of Portugal?
And so certainly that is a personal preference. And for me, I was not. I wanted someone in Portugal, and I wanted someone in within 30 kilometers of where I am.
Okay.
So close. I'm not trying to do a field trip. I like, oh, hey, let's go out. I want something that can be spontaneous,
Mm-hmm.
wanted something that could be spontaneous with someone that was fairly close by. And I was like that in the States too. I don't want to do long distance.
Yeah.
I talked to a lot of people. Even the Algarve is really too far.
Mm.
Um, but that was one of my pre-serious. I had several pre-serious uh, experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to drive up here, fine. And I'm not. But for a relationship, that's too far.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
3 hours, I guess, from where I am.
Yeah.
And Porto is 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah. So for me,
Yeah. You doing all that? I need
I,
a paycheck.
yeah, I'm not
It's
trying to do that.
like.
But there are a lot of guys from Spain on there looking to date. The other
Mm-hmm.
thing is, if you're wanting a serious relationship, to be sure that you ask someone you're communicating with, are you living here in Portugal? Because a lot of people from Spain and other countries, they come here to vacation. They have properties here. They
Mm-hmm.
spend months here, but they are not actually living here. And I
Mm.
wasn't interested in that. I
Yeah,
also was not
same.
interested in threesomes and
No.
swapping and
Yeah.
polyamory and
That's popular here.
okay, what is up with that? I didn't know.
It's
I also
popular here. I've seen
okay,
that on many, I would say every fifth one was like,
right,
hey, ethical polyamory, or I'm in a polyamorous relationship, or my
right.
girlfriend and I. And I'm like,
And all the pictures, the man is smiling, and the woman's like,
oh, yeah, yeah.
mhm. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know polyamory. I know polyassholery. I don't know.
Mm.
And no judgment. If that whatever you're into, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, you should know what you want.
Yes.
So, and
Yeah,
that
because some
you
people
did
are in
not.
poly
Oh,
relationships and
sure.
triads and
Great.
all of those things, and it
Great.
works. And I've also seen where it doesn't work and it ends really badly.
Really badly. And again, no judgment from me. It's just I know that that's not going to work for me. That's not what I want to do.
At least
And
not in this season of life for me.
yeah, whatever. Hey, no judgment at all. I think desires change, and so never say never, but that's not something I'm interested in. But just like I learned some things about circumcision, I also learned that if you see an upside, maybe everybody knew this but me, but if you see an upside down pineapple, that means
I didn't know that.
okay, thank you.
I didn't know. I was reading a blog and I was like, okay, I thought I knew a lot, and I'm pretty open and open-minded, which is why I was like, oh yeah, we got to have this conversation because I love having conversations with people that, I can have conversations with on certain topics. And, I was like, I could have a nice little sexy time conversation with
Yeah,
Natalie.
yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
I did not know about the upside down pineapple.
I had no idea. And this guy I was talking to, and I saw the upside down pineapple on some of his things, and I'm thinking, oh, he's just, oh, how whimsical, ha. And then he asked me if I noticed, the symbols. And I'm like, what symbols? Those
What?
yeah. And I said, what? What? And like the upside down pineapple. And I said, "Well, okay. Yeah." And so then I'm simultaneously Googling upside down pineapple. And then it
Exactly.
comes back. It's a signal from married couples who are swingers. So then I say, oh, okay. So you're a swinger and you're married. And he goes, no, I'm not married. I'm like, okay, so you have a girlfriend and you're looking for it. He goes, no, I don't have a girlfriend. I said, so what? You just want to fuck around? Like what does the upside down pineapple have to do?
Exactly.
It's very specific. You were supposed to be. It's very specific to married couples who are interested in exchanging and swapping partners
Uh-huh.
for not serious fun. I didn't know that. I
I
didn't know.
did not know
I didn't
that.
know the
I
pineapple. So
read
girl,
that and I was like,
don't let me
okay,
see a pine. You should see me looking. Do I have anything with a pineapple on it? Is it make sure it's not upside down? Okay, what? I
yeah.
didn't
Look, see, I'd have been like, oh, you want a pineapple upside down cake? A
know.
little naive on
I
that
didn't
one.
know. I didn't
I
know.
didn't know.
So that was interesting. And yeah, that was from somebody in this country. So it's very interesting.
Wow. Yeah, because you know what? I learned a lot from a conversation I had offline with someone who I think she identifies more as a sex worker. And Not that she actually have sex, but like she's in. It was for those of y'all who watched and bought your ticket for um, Exodus Summit, the one that was Move Abroad Money. There was a session on basically like feet pics and those type of things. So, so I had a conversation, and it was very enlightening about men, European men, and their sexual desires and polyamory and swinging. And I guess because they are more open than Americans in a lot of ways. You know, you go to the beach, it's not uncommon to see a topless woman.
Right,
When
right.
I was at the beach in the winter, I saw a nude man, and I have no problem with nudity and public nudity. So, you know, I don't get freaked out by that, but some people do. Um, but I was like, well, I guess that makes sense that there would be more swingers and polyamorous people here, but and the upside down pineapple was not on my bingo card.
Just just so now you know.
I now know. Look, I'm gonna get on the
Now you
apps and
know.
I'm gonna be like,
Oh my gosh. Right? So be on the lookout for that. Also be on the lookout for those code phrases, um, free from the constraints of capitalism, um,
mmm,
free from the shackles of materialism, off
mmm.
the grid, all of that. So you see a lot of that. And, yay you for knowing the life that you want. But I am not into dating or having a relationship with someone who lives in a yurt or a tent or a car. Um,
It sound like motherfucker.
right. So true. I feel
Oh,
like I,
wait,
I was trying to be like,
wait a minute. It's like, Nisha said a homosexual.
homosexual. Oh my gosh, that's great.
Nisha,
I love
I'm dead.
that's exactly right. Oh my god, I'm using that.
Oh
Oh my,
no.
that is
Look, the
too
luxury
funny.
bucket list said
Oh.
tell me you broke without telling me you broke.
Exactly, 100%. So I'm like, I am not trying to be your bed and breakfast, rent a shower. Like, no, no, no. And don't just because you are surfing and you're in the ocean, that's not a substitute for bathing. Like, what the hell? Oh no, I don't. I'm
He
showered.
said,
I was
it's free. I don't want that water bill. I don't want that
right,
20-euro water
right.
bill.
No, so I cannot. But there is a lot of that here. A
Really?
lot, a lot. I wrote about a lovely afternoon and morning I had with a tall, handsome guy. He brought me roses. We had breakfast together. We went on a walking tour and da
He
da
said,
da.
I'm going to woo you.
I said, okay, okay. And he was tall. I'm like, okay, okay. And
He
then,
said, you should be mine.
girl, well, yes, he wanted to bake me some brownies, show me his brownie thing. I'm like, is this the new, let me show you my etchings from back in the day? And oh my gosh, he said he was going to bake them in his solar oven, which he had
Wait,
on
he was going to bake you brownies in his solar.
using his solar oven. And I thought, all right, so
Oh,
people
so
are
I would have
much
said, oh,
more
a house that
inclined
has
to,
solar panels
girl,
and
please.
then a solar oven that's outside. I take it
I'm
that this was a
thinking
different interpretation.
it was. And I heard that. I'm thinking yes, because people are way more environmentally conscious, as they should be
True.
here. And it's like, oh, okay, great. But it was the solar oven on the dashboard of his car
Oh,
where he lived.
oh,
Where he
like
lived.
full time?
Yeah. Yes. And hey, I mean, where he lived. Yes. And I was just so stunned. I didn't even know what to say because there was like this a little bit of smugness, like I am saving the world here. And I'm like, oh well, hell no. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? I didn't even know what to say. That was my
uh,
first
I, I
time
mean, but
encountering it.
I mean, I don't even know where to start with that. Like,
And I thought, okay. And it was fascinating because he was really proud. He had rigged up a thing. He had a bidet with empty water bottles and I just like, I'm so sheltered. I'm from a
he's
little
like, you too can be living in my car or
yes.
a car, because maybe his car, they got them little smart cars here that are like a little bigger than a
I
themble.
don't even know what to say. I don't even know I didn't know what to say except
Wow.
bye.
You're good. At least you said bye. I would have been like, and block.
See you, see you. Good
Right?
luck.
Ciao,
Good luck.
ciao.
Oh my goodness. Another person, I said, are you going to pick me up? And he goes, well, I can't, and I want to move the van. Well, because that was where he lived. He lived in his van on the beach. And so it's the other thing. People say I live on the beach. Like you need to drill down, like on sleeping
Mm.
bag on the beach or in a house on the beach. So I learned to ask, so are you renting or did you buy here? Because I need to know that there's a building that you are living in
Yes.
with
And
plumbing.
not that you're paying like van fees or like, what do they
And
call those things?
some
Yeah.
people can be really into that. And I'm not judging. I mean, yay,
Yeah.
for being off the grid, but off the
Yeah.
grid is the key. And I saw that. I've seen that. I'm like, oh,
Off the
okay.
grid. Okay.
Off the grid.
Okay.
Like I need grid AF. I need grid.
Yeah.
Grid.
Yeah. Because there was a hot guy yesterday. He had a little yacht afternoon. And cause I love me some boats. So when I got an invitation to be on the yacht yesterday, I was like, okay. So
Ooh.
the captain was hot, like
Yeah.
hot. Oh my goodness. And then he was flirty too. He kept
Um,
talking to me, looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at him, and I'm thinking things. And I'm like, don't do it, girl. Don't do it. Then
wow.
all of a sudden his shirt goes up and I'm seeing the washboard abs, and that is a weakness, I'll admit. And I'm like, oh, and he's taking a picture, and then the little band of the underwear. I'm like, you are being flirty, sir. And thankfully, maybe because I'm getting older now, I was like, okay, Krishan, we all know how this is going to end.
Wow, Krishan. And what's
Well,
wrong
if
with
old
that?
Krishan, we know how this is going to end. But I'm new and improved. So I was
Girl.
like, but he was like, oh, I live in Costa Rica. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then, but see, now that you told me this new information, I needed to be like, well, do you live on the boat? Like when you're like in between rides, and then
Mhm.
like you want to be like, I got questions now that I did not have before.
Okay, but that could work if he lives on the yacht. It could work. Just
Mm-mm.
saying.
I mean, look,
Don't
I
say
said my
no.
next boyfriend got to have boat, yacht, access to one. And in my mind, I was like, well, he got access to one, Krishan. Whoo. And I made sure to take some pictures because I was like, okay, let me just move this camera. Oh, yeah,
Over.
baby.
But did you take
File
his
this for
number?
later.
You have the number. You have his number.
I know how to find him again, but in the meantime, I got them pictures.
Girl, you better get those digits so you can get another digit.
I know. He's like, I want to see you again. I was like,
Oh my God.
But like I said, I've been down that route in the past. It's good, good, good bedtime fun. Always.
Right.
But longevity, I don't know.
Right.
So,
So, like I said, that's all about knowing what you want, right? Knowing what you want and being self aware to know when those wants and needs are changing.
mm-hmm.
And for many of us, bedtime fun, that's fine. That's all I want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then if you know that you are wanting more, then that's what you go after. So good for
Mm-hmm.
you for that self-awareness.
Yeah, because I've had a nice run with not being committal, right?
Yeah.
And it was a nice run. And now I'm like this is my chance to start over. So can I do this scary thing? Because it goes from, at least for me in my experience, right? From having, you know, and I've been blessed in my post-divorce life.
Mhm.
Having great partners, right? Great. And so I'm like, can I not that I can't like find one person. It's just keeping in that vein is also avoidance.
Right.
Avoidance of vulnerability,
Right. Right.
avoidance of getting hurt, avoidance of all the things. And so having fun is very fun.
I know. That's exactly where I was. And coming, I mean, your first year here,
Hmm.
there's so much. There's so much. And I definitely was not in a headspace to jump into a serious relationship my first year because my head was spinning with
Hmm.
everything that was new.
Yeah, all the
Um,
things.
yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah, and everyone I've spoken to, maybe not on the podcast, but privately, that has jumped in like right when they first got here, they've all like, because everything's new and then new relationship energy, like you're not seeing things
Right.
with the eyes that you need if you are intending to have a long-term
Right.
relationship, or if there are things that are on your red flag list, they may show as pink flags or mauve, and not as
Yellow.
clear
Right.
as they need to be. And it's only when you kind of can wipe the fog and say, oh wait, dude, oh wait,
Right, right,
hobosexual.
right.
It's
I love
like,
that.
no.
Oh my God, that's too
Yeah,
funny.
Nichelle, genius.
Sexual, that's perfect.
Genius.
Woo, that is awesome.
um, and so it is true. And so I had that in the back of my mind too. It was like, okay, Krishan, give yourself time. Like I joined the dinner club. And me too, that's like one of the things that I struggle with um is I love meeting people organically because
Right.
so many things can be misrepresented online. And so I said, okay, at least if I'm seeing a person, I'm seeing them in their element, maybe interacting with family or friends or just strangers. You can tell a lot. Like I went on a meet and greet with someone earlier this summer, and first meet and greet was fine, second meet and greet was fine, third meet and greet accidentally wound up being a meal because I wound up consuming alcohol and on an empty stomach, and I was like, oh gosh, now I gotta eat. But it was also a blessing in disguise because the interaction with wait staff at two establishments was like,
Wow.
and it's like, and then immediately they knew that I was kind of looking like,
Change.
and then of course they're like, oh no, I know that looked like this, and I'm like, the fact that you're rationalizing it based on obviously either the expression or micro expression that you see on my face. I'm like, no,
Well, right.
gaslighting. I had enough of that from the country from whence I left. No, thank you.
Well, I love that you said the third date because I wrote about how, in my mind, dating and bourbon tasting are the same, and that
Mm.
you need to wait for the third sip, right? So the
Ooh,
first
yes.
sip or the first date, that's just like shocking your tongue, like, woo, okay, this is some whiskey, and
Mm-hmm.
you're getting ready. And then the second sip, you start, you all right, now my tongue has been acclimated to this strong stuff, and I'm starting to taste a little bit. But it's the third sip. You wait till the third sip before you really evaluate and
Mm.
tease out all the notes. So I learned that from when I was working at the distillery, and we would do tasting Thursdays, and I was coached on how to do a tasting.
Mm-hmm.
You're also supposed to spit it out, and I didn't spit out anything. Nope, I'm not wasting that. But three sips before you fill out the tasting form and the
Mm.
notes and the color and everything. You take three sips, and I think it's the same with dating. And so
Mm-hmm.
I changed that about how I approach dating because I was, like I said, in the 60s. Oop, no, I don't like a fork. I'm done. First date, I would, and I made a commitment to myself. I'm going to give each date, you're going to have three. I'm going to wait till the third sip, the third
Mm.
date to see. Because the first date, everybody can do or say something stupid. I mean, it's just
Yes, that's true.
nervous and anything can happen. Now, obvious red flags.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is belittling you,
Mm-hmm.
disrespecting you,
Mm-hmm.
um, obviously unhinged,
Yeah.
then that's different. But
Mm-hmm.
first date maybe isn't, oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
then that's okay. Let's try the second date.
Mm-hmm.
And I have found I actually have had, relationships, maybe not committed relationships, but relationships with men who the first date was like, but then, something came around, something clicked, something changed, saw them in a different light, a different time of day, whatever. And it ended up we were compatible in many ways. So that was a big switch for me in my 60s to do it that give it three
Mm-hmm.
sips, three
Yeah, I
dates
like
before
that.
I tried it.
I
And
like that.
to narrow my list, I was joking about just having teeth. That is top of the list, but um, I had many other
No
must-haves.
Gumbies.
Right, right, right. And now, I have a few must-haves, but I don't have the huge list that I did. And I've opened my mind to people who maybe, okay, no, I can't be bothered with that because you don't have this, and this. Because
Mm.
now it's like, well, I have this, and this. I don't need
Yeah.
you. I don't need you to do that. Before, like, I want to retire.
Yeah.
I need to have somebody that is going to, be at my level so
Mm-hmm.
we can retire together and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, wait, no, I already retired 5 years ago. I'm good. I did this. I have all of that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't need to look
Mm-hmm.
for some. No, I can't. I don't need a homosexual.
I swear.
I don't need a
Genius.
homosexual. I don't need that. And I'm not trying to be anybody's sugar mama or anything like that. But
No.
there I've changed. Okay, you don't need to be on Wall Street and da 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 da.
Oh
You
yeah, I
can
don't need all that stuff because
I
it's
don't
like
need all
you've
that.
been married, been divorced, had kids, you moved abroad, like you've ticked off of a lot of the
Yes.
big
Yes.
life
To me,
things, and so I think that's the beauty of doing it, dating in this season of life versus earlier when you're trying to say, okay, I have all this criteria that I want this person to meet. and then you're sifting through all this stuff. It's like, well, I want somebody who's nice to
Right.
me, who has,
He's
a
funny,
good, yeah,
smart,
funny.
kind, and treats everybody, including wait staff, with dignity and respect.
Yes, that's huge.
Um,
Can
and
treat me
funny
like a
for me is
lady.
you can laugh at yourself. You don't take yourself too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm done with arrogant
Oh, yes.
people. So yeah, just spontaneous. My
Mm-hmm.
list has changed as I
Yes.
have changed, and that's been the greatest part to me about getting older, about now approaching 65, is this my growing self-awareness and
Mm-hmm.
unapologetic self-awareness. Like, this is who I am and what I want and what works for me. And
Yeah, damn what anybody else thinks, because
I know,
look, it's like doing the scary thing. Um, so I see there's some questions in the chat, and I want to get to those in a second, but I do have one before we go there. So, communication,
yeah,
right? How are you about, like, how do you feel about the people that want to stay in texting or messaging using message apps? Um, do you feel like there's like a balance between, hey, we met online, obviously it's a text based interaction, but when do you feel like, okay, every conversation shouldn't be
right.
text?
Yes.
Like, how do
So,
you strike that balance?
um, I'd say right away that I'm not looking for a pen pal. So we
Mm,
exchange, a few messages, and then I believe that I want to meet in person sooner rather than later.
mm,
So, because I'm not wasting time. Yeah, we can go back and forth for weeks with someone, and then you meet, and it's like, whoa, you're not even the person that you pretended to be online, or
mm.
look like that, but there's an energy that is very off-putting, or no, we're not, or okay, you are up to here on me, and you are not. No, you are not what you said.
I had one of
And
those too with
yes,
the
right.
guy. He was a photographer, so he had creative angles, so it didn't, like, it wasn't obvious. And then gave him the number, and then he sends this picture. He was also into martial arts, and then he's doing a pose with these other guys, and I'm like, "You about 4'5", bro?"
Right, right. And it's so funny because you see, especially on Facebook, and this guy was like, I'm how tall are you? And it's like 207.
Centimeters.
I'm like, boy, why are you 7 feet tall? I mean, and you're standing next to your granddaughter, and she is only a bit shorter than you. What are you talking? Okay, either math, something's wrong with math, or something.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know
yeah.
what's happening.
I'm
But
learning the
no,
metric system, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure that like 203 centimeters is probably
no,
not
it's
your accurate height.
exceedingly tall. And so if you have other people in the picture giving context to that, like, give me a break. Um, but yeah, you see a lot of that. Men do not tell the truth really about their height.
No. Like, you need to be yay high to ride this ride, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the
So,
four foot
but
five, I
anyway,
was
you asked
like,
for communication. I want to meet in person sooner rather than
okay.
later. So I'm not just going to keep texting, going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't want to me, that's a red flag. And so, bye.
Yeah.
And then if we meet and decide that there's, oh, okay, this is, let's have a second tasting, a third tasting, and then we exchange WhatsApp new numbers, and then go from there. But I don't spend much time texting back and forth.
And so let me go to some of the questions because I don't want to forget. to do that and keep them coming. So Jess wants to know, do you get approached in the supermarket?
No, that has never worked for me. Didn't work in the United States. Doesn't work here. I get my groceries delivered.
I mean, look, the delivery guy could be
Well, right,
strapping,
right.
handsome.
I was hoping. I was hoping. Yeah, I was hoping. And I think what's the store here? A Continent. I have an unearned reputation, at least with their marketing people, because I
Mm.
was signed into my account and I was searching for shower curtain rings. And I used my translator and I typed in what the translator said. And the results I got back were anal pleasure rings. And so I was logged in for this. And so now I'm always getting my emails, about, oh, Cara Natalie,
Right? We've got a
dear
bulk
Natalie,
sale on anal
promotions. And it's like, oh,
rings.
every sex toy, anal and otherwise, that's me.
They're
So
like, we know who to send this one
like,
to.
right. Like, oh my God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, that's never happened, or museums and all that other stuff.
Yeah, no. I would
Thank
welcome
you.
that,
Yes,
right? Yeah,
absolutely.
I would welcome
Absolutely.
that, but I don't get approached in the wild.
At a
It's
bar,
like,
I have been at,
oh,
at the usual bars,
yeah, yeah,
restaurants, happy hour places. Yes,
yeah.
but all those other like wholesome places, no,
Yeah.
no.
Like have a conversation and do and I say, have a conversation, do the scary thing, even though I myself am saying that I am avoidant of doing the scary thing. So I get it. It's not fair, fellas, but guess what? That's what it is.
Well, and then
um,
having a conversation here where English is not the language is,
mm,
a lot harder. I was talking to somebody online and he said, "Oh yeah, I didn't hear from you." And I said, and this is in Portuguese, and I said, "Muito casada." I'm confusing, which means married. I
ah,
cansada is tired. Casada is married, I believe. Anyway, I mixed them up. So I was like, oh, you haven't heard me because I'm very married. And I was trying to say I've just been very tired.
yeah.
So I get that wrong. And the other one was fofu and fodu. FOFO is
Oh,
cute.
kafofo. Yes, cute. Yes.
Cute. But FODO is fuck. So I was like, oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah. And I told some lady, I was in the salon, I was like, oh, muito do her baby. And then I was like, oh, your baby is so fucked. Oh my
She's
God.
like, "Oh,
And
okay."
luckily, it was in the salon and the ladies just cracked up and they knew because I had gotten confused. They're like, no, no,
They're
no, no,
like,
no,
"Oh, look
no.
at the American trying."
Yes. No, 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 no. That's not what you meant to say.
That is
Men.
awesome.
Yeah.
Enunciation is key, but it's I learned kafofo right from I have Bailey, so
Yes.
people say that when I walk, and I was like, oh, okay, learn a new word,
Right, right.
but yeah, that is hilarious. Yeah, that is hilarious. Karen Louise asked, what steps do you take to ensure your emotional and physical safety in Portugal? How do you vet potential partners to ensure they align with your values and intentions? Great question.
Okay, great question. Um, my physical safety, I never meet anybody in a private place. So even, if it's going to be a friends with benefit, it takes a minute to get to that benefit place. We have to develop the friend stuff first. And I only meet in very populated places. I talk to women and I read about women saying, oh, we decided, to meet and to go for a walk. and we went on this hiking trail. I'm like, oh no,
Mm-mm.
no, I'm not going for a walk with you in a park.
Mm-mm. You ain't gonna bop me upside the head and put me in a ditch.
No,
I don't think so.
no, no. I don't do that. I
No.
don't do that. And it's like we'll meet for coffee on the boardwalk by the ocean, at the beach bar, at the whatever. I did have and I have my place that I go
Mm.
where people know me. It's a little embarrassing. We're like, there she come again. Who's this? Oh, oh,
But you
there.
know what?
I'm like,
I
whatever.
like those kind of places.
Yes, they know. They know. And I
Yeah.
was a little self-conscious, but I'm like, whatever, think what you want.
Yeah.
But they know. And there are a lot of people around. So my physical safety is important. And
Mm.
I will, okay, do not laugh, but I will snap your license plate in a heartbeat. And I never go anywhere without telling somebody, this is where I'm going. This is
Mm.
him. Click, screenshot. This is what he's supposed to look like. If I have a number, this is the number. When they come
Yes.
pick me up, it's like, this is the click, this is the license plate number, because
That's
that's just
smart.
important. And that's just important, right? So
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And I've done it discreetly. No one's ever noticed. Like, oh, okay. Oh, what kind of car is that? Because that's just important to do. Emotional safety, I don't know. In Portugal or anywhere, I don't know how to ensure that,
Mm.
like, that you don't get hurt or whatever. I mean, there's some obvious red flags. A guy that my first date, when I first decided to start dating, from another country, lived away from here, and instantly was like, oh, first date, oh, I think I'm falling in love. It's like, oh, what? What? No, I didn't think I wanted a girlfriend, but now I do. And like, okay, whatever. I said, that's bullshit. And then, we saw each other a couple more times and more, blah, 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 blah. And not since my ex-wife have I felt this way. And then I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. And he said,
Yeah. What's up with the love bombing?
but then he was funny because it was total love bomber. Then he said, oh, so I've graduated from bullshit to fucking bullshit. I'm like, yes, it's not a good thing, but
Yeah.
yes, you're elevated. And then we went on a tour, and the person was giving the typical, what all countries do. Portugal is no different,
Mm.
glorifying the history and glossing over some of the reality. And he turned to me, he goes, so this would be the fucking bullshit level, right? I'm like, yes, yes. So, I mean, he was funny, but this was a person that I'm not going to get involved with because
Yeah.
the love bombing red flag was right there. But
Yeah.
you talk about a dildo with legs, girl, please. So he had his box and he filled that box. So my emotional safety was ensured because no way, whatever.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
just
We just gonna go for a nice little ride.
what it is and buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to vet potential before I meet them, you know, asking about are you currently in a relationship? And
Mm.
you
Can
can
anybody claim you? Is there anybody walking around
yes,
thinking that you belong to them?
exactly, exactly, exactly. And then seeing how they behave in certain circumstances. Um,
Mm.
the the person that I am in a relationship now, I knew that this was going to be a keeper by the way something he did when we were on a hike. And this is not our first date. This is well in, but it was our first hike. And I have this fear of big dogs. I love little dogs. I love Queen Bee. I love the nice little dogs, but big stray dogs
Yeah.
scare me.
Mhm.
And there are a lot around here. And so we're walking, and these three, and I said, I think we're on private property. I mean,
Mm.
I think we're cutting through. He goes, oh, it's fine. Like, you're not in America, you're not going to get shot. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
but I
That
still
part.
think, but this is private property, and it's soon as we had taken a few steps in trying to cut back to the trail, these three dogs, big, came running, barking, and I stopped,
Mm-hmm.
and said something to them in his language and stop, and that for a minute they stopped, and then they kept going, and I turned around and was gone. I'm like, oh no, I'm
Mm-hmm.
terrified of these dogs, and it was we had to go an hour and a half out of the way. Like that was the way to get back to the trail. And there was no other way except to go all the way. So it was an hour and a half. It made it much longer.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't blink an eye. He didn't try and
Mm.
why are you afraid? Come on, like there's no reason to be afraid.
Yeah.
He just said, okay, all right, let's go. And
Yeah.
just like that. And that to me said, now this is somebody that I can trust with
Yeah.
my authentic self and not have to, make apologies. Though I did say, I'm sorry, but I just can't. I know it was hot and the sun was burnt shining and we were thirsty and like, oh, and because of my fear, we had to walk an extra hour and a half. He's like, hey, he
Wow.
said, fear is real. Fear is
Yeah.
real. Just like that.
I love that he validated where you were.
He did. And so that only
Yeah.
comes, with time to
Yeah.
figure out those things.
Mm-hmm.
But, I can ask those, where do you live? And are you seriously single? Those questions. And you can only go by what they tell you. You can only
Mm-hmm.
find out after time,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think. But physical safety, take those pictures, snap those license plates, and tell
Mm-hmm.
somebody where you're going so they know.
Absolutely. I love that. I think you answered that. You meet in public
I
places for
do.
sure.
First date. First date
Yeah.
always. First date
Same.
always.
Yeah.
And
Never
second
in
and
the
third.
mouth.
First, second, and third, but not this, pop on over. Now don't get me started about popping over on the fourth date, but yeah, okay. And don't
Yeah.
just pop over because I don't do that. I don't
Oh
do that.
no,
I
no.
don't do
I
that.
need lead
But come
time.
over. You need to let me know that you're coming. Don't
Mm-hmm.
show up and not show.
Yes.
That goes for anybody. I don't
Oh
care.
yeah. I'm not that spontaneous. Look, I'm that way when people call. I'm like, did I approve this
Right,
communication?
right. Somebody sent me a meme, and it was like, I hate when somebody rings my doorbell unannounced, and I have to stop what I'm doing and pretend I'm not at home because that's me.
Exactly. I'm tiptoeing to
I
the
know,
door
like I
real
will look at you
quiet,
out the
like
window, like I didn't ask you to come over here.
it's like, yo, not about me. So Geraldine wants to know, what about meeting people at the airport?
Oh, I have not met anyone at the airport here, but I did meet someone with whom I had a long relationship with on at the air at an airport in the
Really?
US.
Really?
I did. Yes.
Wow.
I still have fond memories of that.
Aren't memories wonderful?
Yes. Don't get
Yeah.
stuck in them, but yes, they
True.
are.
Yeah. I would never want to repeat the people that created those fond memories, but thank you
Yes.
for them.
Yes. Yes. And
And you might know
Geraldine,
who you are.
I was always ready. Now I am not, I am off the market, but I am not showing up
Yay.
at the airport in my pajamas and my satin bonnet on my head. I am dressed like this could be, I'm still dressed, but when I was in the market, that the airport was a perfect place to meet somebody, hopefully, who wanted to travel and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So I was always making sure I was together in
Mm-hmm.
my comfortable but date ready-ish clothing
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because of meeting the person I met years and decades ago in another life
Wow.
at an airport.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want the guy to be like, hey, I bought these plane tickets. I want you to meet me here. Or, yeah, my pilot will take you. Like,
Sure.
yeah, I'm a traveler. I like to travel. So let's do this. That is an important thing to me. It's like somebody has to be a traveler. They don't have to have a plane, but
Right.
they definitely have to travel.
They need a
It
passport, yeah.
can't be like I don't have a passport. And I remember, and there's just so many things that have changed. Like I remember when I was a kid, my uncle, he's still alive, for many years, ever since I can remember. One time my dad with him, my uncle owned his own private jet and he would fly it and he would,
Right.
take my dad, and stuff. And so, and I didn't experience flying in a private jet until maybe like 7 or 8 years ago. And that was a wonderful experience. I was like, oh, okay. That's like when you have these experiences, like, oh, I want more of this in my life. Right. And so I'm at the stage where it's like, no, I'm doing the big things. I want the big things for myself. So no, if you don't have a passport, this ain't gonna work. Right? It ain't gonna work. Um, let's see. Oops. I moved to. Oh wait, Geraldine said, I meet men all the time at the airport.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Geraldine, I
Awesome.
need to come. When you come to
I know.
Lisbon,
What airport?
Geraldine,
You need to go.
put in some airport codes for those of us who like to travel, so that we can get in on this good fortune that you have. So let's see. Karen Louise, on a side note, what
Uh,
do you do to be the most? You look so much younger than 64, almost 65.
oh, those are jeans. Thank you. Thank you. And Karen is so sweet. Though good genes. I mean, I've posted pictures of my mom who is 92 and you would never in a million years believe it. So that's just good genes.
Never.
I do nothing. There's no injections, no lift. I have wrinkles and smile lines, and that's fine. I did put on some foundation. I put on some foundation for
Ooh.
this, but yeah, I've done no, it's just good genes. Good genes. But thank you.
Wow.
Thank you very much. And I do exercise, but not crazy. I don't go to a gym. I walk, I do yoga. And again, it's genes. I mean, just in my family, just how our body types are.
Mm.
Um, so yes, I color my hair, and I every time I say I'm going to stop, I get it gets to about an inch of white hair. I'm like, I don't like how this looks on me. So I don't like. And there's so many like gorgeous silver haired sisters out there, and it's not
Yes.
growing. My hair is not growing in like that. It's like it.
Oh.
I don't know why it's like a skunk. Why is this like this? It's just
And
it's
then you
not.
just gotta let it do what it's gonna do.
Yes, I know, but I'm not. So yes, I do color my hair. I
I think
do.
you can pull it off. I
I'm
think you
going
can
to
pull it off.
continue coloring my hair, and the other hair gets waxed off. So there we go.
Oh, okay. See, I'm still old school with the shaving, but who knows if I have another reason for someone to visit to wax, maybe I'll embrace it. I don't know. So Pinky said, wait, let's see. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Okay. Pinky said, I need to hear the voice. I'm that
Yes,
way too.
yes,
Like, voice is very important to me. Like, you
yes.
can't sound like Steve Urkel. Like, that's not going to work. But man, a voice, sometimes on its own,
It's very true.
panty dropping time. Just saying.
It's very true.
Mm. It was one person in particular, aside from the many talents, but mm, the voice,
Yes.
baby. Mm. Yoga Bliss said worst date was a guy who gave it like a
Oh,
12.
yes. Bye. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, that's got to go.
yeah. And I don't also like. kiddish things, like certain kiddish things irk me, right? If you have to go to the bathroom, you gotta go to the bathroom, right? I'll even accept like, oh, I gotta take a piss. I'll even accept that. Rarely, but not all the time. Like I have to go to the bathroom, okay? Because of the baño, even if you want to say in another language. But if there is no child around and you talking about you gotta go potty,
Wait, what? Okay.
exactly.
Use those exact words. I
Yes.
have to go potty.
Yes.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like,
Well, all right now. Was that on the first, second, or third day?
no comment.
Oh my gosh. Mm-mm-mm. Potty. I have to go potty. Oh my God.
I'm not even going to disclose who that is because I don't want to be sued.
Uh-oh.
But if you watching, you know I'm talking about you.
Oh my gosh.
um, I haven't like gone on a date. Now I've had many conversations, um, but nothing that gets from out of the chat to hey, I'll meet you in person. Because usually something, or it's been my experience so far, that there's been something that derails it right before it happens. Like, oh wow, I like to travel. Oh cool, yeah, I'm at the airport, and oh yeah, send me a picture. I'm like, how you on the tarmac that close to a plane? Oh, you work at the airport. Oh, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna
Oh,
work.
so, yes, I dated a man from Angola.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Uh. Oh yes. I can't deal with a voice that doesn't match the look. Tall, handsome black man with a British accent.
Oh, girl, no.
What?
Idris Elba.
Yeah, it's gotta be like an Idris, like
Oh, no. Woo.
right or Reggae Jean. Oof,
Mm.
baby, Reggae Jean. Some
But a
Idris.
high,
What?
squeaky voice. I
But a
just
squeaky
cannot.
one, no, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna
High.
work.
Like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he can't sound like Michael. No. Uh so NR, is your guy younger? If not, how particularly are you about older guys' physique? Yeah, cuz you know what? I'm noticing that things are holding up relatively well, but there are areas that are accumulating extra squishiness that wasn't there before.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we all of I mean, bodies change, right? And when I was only interested in non-committed fun relationships, those guys were 10 to 20 years younger than I. And when I decided I was ready for a serious relationship, I was looking more at men around my age. Um, you know, I'll 59, whatever. But the 42-year-old guys were like, no, this no. And I am particular. I have my things that I like and things that I don't. And my boyfriend, my namorado, now is fantastic shape. Long distance cycler, and he's actually older than I am,
Hmm.
um, but doesn't look like it. So yeah.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I think this conversation has convinced me, especially as we're getting ready to get into the fall, that we're past summer or getting past summer. I think I'm ready to go back and dip my toe back into the waters, right? Hopefully not shark infested waters.
Hopefully. Start with that yacht captain.
Yeah, yes, I know. I may have to I did ask for his name after, but we'll see. I don't know. But like I said, that type in the past has been great fun in the bed. Maybe not hold up so well outside of that.
Right, right.
So I think, I don't like to prejudge, but um,
You never
I'm ready
know.
for something more substantial and great in bed. Like it's not
Right.
I want
Exactly. It's not an either
something
or.
more
It needs to be both.
substantial, and then I'm just having to please myself the whole time because no, right? Like that ain't gonna happen all the time, right? Um, Lori said, "I watch hours and hours of YouTube."
Oh,
Thank you, thank
thank
you, thank
you.
you. Glad, so glad to hear that. Efree said, "Where are the men you meet and where the men you met generous with money?"
So, some of them were. The current one, yes. Um, you have to remember that people don't make as much money here in Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
So the pay is different. It's just you don't make a lot of money here in Portugal, and the prices are so low because the pay is really low. An
Mm-hmm.
engineer here is not going to make what they make in the United States,
Yeah.
and companies, even like Google, pays big time money in the United
Mm-hmm.
States. Like, oh no, but you're living here, so we're going to look. The pay is different
Mm-hmm.
because of the cost of living here. So I don't. That didn't really bother me. I am not being generous with my money, so that's all.
Same.
That's just all you need to know, men.
No sugar
But
mama up in
I'm not doing
here,
that.
okay? Don't
Um,
even think about it.
but buying me gifts, big
Yeah.
and small, being thoughtful. Um, the man who didn't speak English, born and raised here, um, to the sweetest thing he ever did. He translated. He took the time to translate all of my blogs and read them
Aw.
to know about me. And one of them, I mentioned that Snickers was my favorite candy bar. And very early on, he came over and he had Snickers. And he said
Aw.
in English, I read, I know you love. And he was big.
Aw.
And, I that was wonderful. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just some candy bars, but very sweet and very thoughtful.
Exactly. So,
But the dildo with legs, yeah, I have this $800 leather bag. So it's like you just never know. You just never know. Um, so some generous with money and gifts, and others not, you know, but maybe some brownies on a solar oven.
that will stay living in my head rent free for a minute.
Oh my goodness. That and hobosexual, I will never forget
Oh
that.
yes.
Hey,
Oh,
Janetta.
that's permanently etched in my
Yeah,
vocabulary now.
that is too funny. That needs to be on a mug or something. That is hysterical. Janetta, hi. We met on Bumble.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I have to like change my approach. So I did get some encouragement from Karen Louise. Thank
Yes.
you. I
Yes.
appreciate it.
Yes. Woohoo.
Cause look, I'm a good catch. Make no mistake, I
Yes, you
am.
are.
I'm going to tell you, I am. Um, it's just getting, I don't know, I think getting to a point where I'm like, okay, let me be excited about this instead of let me see what the hell this joke is saying. Right? Which is
Right, right,
which is
right.
my usual attitude. Which is like, okay, fine. I don't mind spending 25 € for a month. Let me just check this shit out. What this joke is saying. Okay, no. Right. What bullshit line you feeding me today?
And there's a
That's
lot of that
my
out there. There is a lot of that out there.
yeah. And that
Um,
I think that's my because I know there's so much instead of being, you know, in my mind, like excited and enthusiastic about it. It's just like having maybe more than my fair share of skepticism about it. It's just like, okay. But at the same time, not everybody is on the app looking for a hookup. Some people are very upfront with that. Um, and even if you get past that stage, which I do realize with some of the meet and greets that I have had, is even if he gets to that, it's past the chat, nothing's wasted, right? Even if it's seeing a different part of the city, meeting somebody you never met, maybe
exactly.
they're telling you about someone, right? Like one of the meet and greets I had earlier this year told me about the yacht company that I actually hired for my 50th birthday party, right? I wouldn't have known about this fabulous yacht had I not had that bad meet and greet, right? So
Exactly. So
there's
it's about
that.
finding value in everyone you meet, right?
Yes,
So I
100%.
wrote about that a couple years ago that I'm my mindset is finding value in everyone I meet. So if the person I meet just casually is just a one and done meet and greet, or one date and it doesn't go anywhere, that person's value is allowing me to practice
Mm-hmm.
listening,
Mm-hmm.
practice compassion, and
Mm-hmm.
I practice not talking as much, which I'm failing at that usually, but at least practicing being more open and trying to listen more. So that's good practice. The person who, all right, we've advanced to a couple of dates, and this could be going well, and then they disappoint me. They do something, and maybe my feelings get hurt or whatever, or maybe I get a little mad. Something
Mm-hmm.
happens that is an interrupter, and that person's value is teaching me to understand that humans are complex people and not judge.
Yeah.
Um, because
Mm.
I'm sure people could. There's some people that can say things about me. It's like, oh, I'm not a bad person. I'm flawed, and we're all human. And
Yes.
teaching me to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
The person who acts, okay, we've had some dates, and then all of a sudden they act weird. Like, what? What's this text? What's
Mm-hmm.
what? Why are they not calling? What something weird. The norm, there's a switch, a
Mm-hmm.
shift in the norm. That person's value is helping me be comfortable with the discomfort of not knowing and just walk away. The old me
Mm.
would spend all this time interviewing different girlfriends. Okay, what do you think? Okay, so this is the conversation
Mm-hmm.
we had last. Let me send you this text. All right, now what does
Yeah.
that mean? What do you
Yeah.
think? I mean, okay, it's been blah, blah, and it's just blow by blow, play by play about what do you think's going on?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do? The new me is like, huh, okay, bye.
Yeah.
Next.
Literally.
Okay. Didn't call, didn't show up, something happened, something the norm is different. I'm like, oh, okay, bye. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's a big ocean, there are a lot of fish.
Yes. Yes.
And so that's that value. All of these people. And then even the worst type of person, the malicious, manipulative, gaslighter,
Mm-hmm.
psychopath, narcissist who can cause devastation, that person's value is teaching me to listen to my intuition, because there's always a
Mm-hmm.
warning sign. There's always,
Mm-hmm.
old me would be like, okay, I see these red flags, but I'm going to try to fix it and
Yeah.
maybe doubt that they're really red flags. It's probably me.
Mm-hmm.
The new me is 100%. Oh no, bye. And
Yep.
then I'm done.
See
But I
for that
listen
door.
to, I see it. So that everybody has a value, and it's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
value isn't just in the good stuff. Sometimes the most valuable is the bad stuff, right? Because that's what develops your strength, your awareness,
Mm-hmm.
your grit, your resilience, to make us the wonderful catches that we are now,
Yes.
right?
Woo. Let me tell you, the fella that gets me is gonna be a very happy person.
Yeah, that's right.
Very happy
That's
person.
right.
Very happy person. Economy asks, and these are the last two.
Oh,
Are most of the men clear about paying for dates or splitting expected on dates 1 through 3, for example? Ooh, good question.
yes. So my expectation, I am always ready to pay. Like I'm always ready. And then the first date, I will get my wallet and offer. And most of the men will say, "Oh no, I've got this."
Mm-hmm.
If they don't, I don't. There's not. There ain't no 3 sips. I'm like, oh, okay, bye. That's a bad sign. I'm not trying to set that precedent.
Yeah,
Uh,
no.
now,
Teach people how to treat you.
yes, yes. So those first several. Uh, now, in a long-term relationship with a Portuguese man, who's also retired. There's fixed income. I don't expect that person to pay for everything all the time. I think that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in a position, so all right, you have done this, this, and this. I'm talking about, we've been dating 3 months, 4 months, or whatever. It used to be men would take you out, they'd court you, they pay for everything, and then the woman would, cook dinner or make a meal, come over. That I'm not that person. So like, let's go. Okay, let me take you to lunch or something. Let me,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Let me buy this. Um, and I think that's okay, and I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not expecting someone of a certain means to be taking me out to all of these fancy dinners and paying for everything all the time. But
Yeah,
dates one
yeah.
through three, like I said, I'm always ready to and will offer. But don't, if they take me up on it, then
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. And it depends. And really, I think American men have been the cheapest. I mean, the one, I really do. I really
Yeah.
do. I mean, the
Yeah.
one guy that drove 3 hours in a monsoon to come up here for a first date and
Wow.
got a hotel room to stay the night. We went out to this sushi place, and
Mm-hmm.
the sushi platter was €100. I didn't even know you could spend $100 in Lorena on some food, but it was this
Mm-hmm.
big thing and several bottles of wine. Da, 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 da. I mean, it was our first date. I didn't suggest that. I think
Yeah.
that's tacky. So I didn't suggest that. I was like, let me just see what he says. And
Mm-hmm.
then he did. And, I said, well, can I help with that? He goes, oh, no, of course not. And totally took care of it. And then, the
Wow.
living situation was a tent. Lived in a tent. And right, but this is a choice because I mean this was a beautiful dinner and
Yeah.
brought me um, bags of fruit from because he owned the property. bags of fruit
Oh,
from
okay.
trees and all that. And just and a really interesting person, but it was just a lifestyle that I need the
Oh,
grid.
yeah.
I'm on grid. Like I'm on the grid all the
Yeah.
way. I'm not
I
doing
need
anything.
infrastructure.
But
I need
that was a first
infrastructure.
date, and pay the gas to come here, the tolls to
Yeah.
come here, the hotel
Yeah, tools ain't
room.
cheap.
No trying anything. We went to the hotel. Thanks very much. Da da da. And then American dudes be like, well, I'm in Lisbon. Can you want to come here and meet? No,
Mm-mm.
no, I
Mm-mm.
do not. No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, then they'll come here and not pay for lunch. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting
I'm
on no
done.
bus, going nowhere.
No, I don't
No.
travel to you. That is not. I didn't do
No.
that in the United States, so I'm definitely not doing that
No.
here. And so
No.
my expectation is you travel. If there's anybody traveling, it's going to be the guy, and
Yes.
I think that they should pay.
Yeah,
I think they should pay those first several dates.
I
It's a
agree.
little different. Friends with benefits. It's not really a relationship.
Yeah,
That's a little
no.
different. And the benefit, is not always cash. It's usually
Mm.
so that's a little different. But I
Yes.
can't say I cannot. It depends on the guy, right? There's not a nationality rule, except the three American guys have all kind of fallen short, in my
Yeah.
experience. In my experience.
Mm-mm. Michelle said, did Mr. Solar Oven on the dashboard?
Yes. Yes, right? That's what I'm saying. I was so stunned. Took me to lunch, brought me roses, and then
Wow. And then he said, I got one for you. Look, for all we know though, he could have been a tech billionaire and
right?
said,
That's what I'm
I'm
saying. You
living
just
off the grid with my
never know.
solar plate. I'm
Right?
looking
You
for
just
my
never know.
boo.
Right.
I'm like, look, I'm gonna tell you, I don't want no broke bay, no broke bay. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Yeah, and I'm a sapiosexual, so you have to have a brain and use it. Like
Yeah.
it can't be, you
Yes.
can't be dumb. You can't be dumb. And yes, if we graduate to that state, I have very high expectations in the bedroom. Very.
Yes.
Because I have seen the promised land. And it is beautiful. don't
Yes.
don't hit me with no 10, 20 minutes. Ain't gonna work.
Oh, girl, please. And nobody's trying to get lockjaw, trying to get your stuff together. No,
Exactly. If we're not going past 60 minutes, don't hit me with no 10 and 20. I
no.
don't care if you have to take a blue pill. I'll accept that too.
Right.
Right. But the
Oh my God.
20, what? Man, I ain't even got to beat a sweat off for 20 minutes. Get out of here with that. Um, Sheila said, uh, perspectives on dating men here versus the US. Yeah, so I mean, Natalie nailed it in terms of the thus far that the Americans have been uh, cheap. I haven't dated any or gone on meet and greets with any Americans. Um, the Portuguese, I can't say. I mean, there was one that was generous, but one that was like, oh yeah, next time you pay. Huh? There was
Yeah.
no next time. He got blocked.
As I said, I've encountered so many men from different countries, Portuguese and so many other countries in Europe, some from South America, the guy from Africa. So there's so many, and there's so many immigrants here. There's so many Brazilians, Angolans, Mozambicans.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oof. Sexy.
yes, that was my biggest surprise was how diverse. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
and the other thing is I'm tall, and most Portuguese men are not
Mm-mm.
tall.
But the
Um,
brothers, ooh, just saying. I don't know if I can do a youngin. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if I can do a youngin. I'd have to like get my mind right for that, I think.
how young are you talking about?
Before I got off the app this summer, it was like a 36-year-old that was like sniffing, and I'm like, I don't know. I
Oh
think
my God.
36.
Yes, when I was 50, I had what a 2-year relationship with a 35-year-old, and that was fine. That was
Really?
fine. Now 35 seems young, 14
Mm-hmm.
years later, but 42, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I do. I can even
Why
do
not?
40. I think for me, it's a maturity thing. Like if they're mature, then right. But if it's, you know, if the maturity is not there, if the intellect isn't there, because those are, I don't care how good the body is, if the conversation isn't flowing, the intellect isn't there, you know, obviously
Yeah,
red flags, but then that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. And I don't mind older, because I think some of the most fun I've had have been with men when I was in my early 40s, and they were in their 50s, and
oh
I was
yeah. And
like,
my ex-husband is
oh,
14 years older than I am. So yeah, have always had relationships with older men. You know, my
mm-hmm.
parents are 8 years apart, and
Oh
I,
wow,
yeah, so that's my thing for serious relationships. But for
yeah,
fun, I don't need you to, be on Jeopardy if we just having fun. I don't care.
yeah, yeah.
I don't, that's
I,
fine. Just don't talk. Don't talk anymore.
exactly. I'll take young and dumb for 200, Alex. Young, dumb, and can fuck for 200.
Oh my gosh. Hold on just a minute.
Look, the daily double.
Girl, the nightly double, triple.
Right? Woo! That was a game changer for me. That was a game changer for me. Like men that I was like, wait, what? Men that have multiple orgasms? I was like, wait a second. Post divorce life has been blessed.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, wait, what? Multiple? Quick rebound? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
back in the game? I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, 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 mm,
It doesn't
mm.
stop
Like
in
I
your
said,
system. Yeah.
I've seen the promised land. Hours. I was like, oh yeah, baby. I'm not going back. It's kind of like America. I done seen the promised land in my life abroad. I
But
ain't
I'm
going
not going back.
back. Right?
Right,
You
right.
can't make me go back. What? Oh man, it's been fun. But
Yes.
and
Yes.
then if you get a little blue pill action, because I don't
Oh my
discriminate,
God.
hey, Viagra is a beautiful thing, okay? I ain't gonna lie. This was just for fun. I mean, they had skills without the Viagra. I was like, hey, let's see what this would do. What? What? Oh man.
Yes, there's much fun to be had and to continue having. 50s, 60s, and beyond. Trust me. Trust me.
Look, I just am sorry, my 50s. I'm looking forward to taking this new body for a spin. And now I know that even as I, advance into my 60s, that, you know what, it will still be a fun ride because you have been that source of inspiration.
Oh, girl, that and get Continent will hook you up with all the accessories that are needed
Exactly. I mean, you need to
and
be like my
deliver.
date whisperer, or like you and me, my date whisperer. Right? Between you and Karen Louise cheering me on.
That's right. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it, Krishan.
uh yeah, yeah. No, just reading the comments. Okay. And so now I'm looking at the time and it is past 12:30 a.m. So it's officially Friday. And I still have the Nomad Noir ladies that I have to be ready for in the morning. So with that, y'all, um, so Natalie, thank you
Thank
for staying
you.
up late because, like I said, it's after 12:30 our time. But to have this very awesome conversation, it
Thank
was
you.
better than I could have ever imagined. All the information, all the giggles. I love chatting with you every moment that I can. I'm overdue. I need to come and visit you.
Yes, yes, you do.
I have to
Yes,
make
you
my way. I was in the Silver Coast a few weeks ago, but
do. Yeah,
we was with the Nomad Noir lady, so we were
yeah,
running around, so I didn't get a
yeah.
chance to stop by. But I will make my way
We will have
there
to connect here.
before the year is out.
Okay. Loved talking with you again and seeing at least the names of some friends here. So thank you.
Yeah, thank
And go
you.
for it, girl. Go for it. Go get that
Yes.
yacht captain. Shoot.
Yeah, look, yacht captain, airplane pilot, nice dude who's smart and is great in bed. Got some money in his pocket. We're good.
Yeah.
All right.
They're out there. They're out there.
Yes,
All right.
yes, I will. I'm inspired. So, y'all, I'll be back next Thursday for my anniversary episode. Yay, 1 year in Portugal, which is official on September 3rd, but I will be back on the 5th to celebrate with y'all. Definitely pull up and celebrate with me. In the meantime, be safe, be well,